It's all good, man. It's all good. It's gonna be a good episode today. It's gonna be a good one.
I'm terrified.
Man, this is like our second time that we tried to do this episode. So, Josh, hit the intro.
What's up, man? Oh, I guess if I took the mute button off, that would help, right?
Wow.
Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
You have been warned. Everybody except Sean. Sean wasn't warned that it was going
to... he was going to get cast into the pod.
He got cast into the pod.
Sorry, Sean.
Sorry, Sean. My deepest apologies. But this all this episode, man. We've been trying to get through this one, and it's like sometimes we hit those bumps on certain episodes that we just say we're giving up. We're just not going to do it and move on.
Well, shit, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We record this stuff on Sunday or Monday so we can have it ready for Wednesday. That's how hard we've been trying to get this one done.
Yep.
You ain't lying. I know this. This is like a halt the press. He calling in. Stop the presses. We got something from Cast of the Pod.
You know what it is, right?
What is it, Deb?
What is it?
You know what it is?
What is it?
It's because they cloned Tyrone.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they shut us the fuck down. That's what they did.
Yep, and they're continuing to do
them.
Yep, them.
I'm with you on that, Deb.
They're still after us.
Yeah, this is the form where they're coming back.
We never had problems like this before.
Nope.
We never had problems like this before. Now all of a sudden, that's when you know that you're going in the right direction.
When you're fighting the good fight, when they try to shut you down, that's when you're doing good.
Yeah.
I wish they pay us first.
But that's okay.
No shit.
Right?
That's okay. We're still climbing.
Shit.
So we're going to be talking about the 2017 film Terrified. It's Alterados is the actual name of it, but it's Terrified.
Terrified.
How you pronounce that again?
Alterados.
Alterados?
Alterados, yeah.
Alterados?
Yep, good enough.
Alterados?
Actually, better than I thought I was going to say it.
Hey, that's...
No. Seriously, since the Bell's palsy kicked in...
I can't say it. Aterados.
Since the palsy kicked in, and then the tooth got knocked out, and then all that stuff, I can't talk normal. I can't even beatbox like I used to.
So I sound more Mexican. So I sound more Mexican than you?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, damn it.
You're like, whoa. You're getting carried away there, cop.
Whoa.
That was funny.
It's gonna be okay. Oh shit! Hey, Dad, I'm waiting. I'm gonna hit the button.
Go for it.
All right, here we go.
Oh shit! That's the button he got. He got kicked out too. Oh my god! They cloned Tyrone. Oh my god!
Welcome back.
I was like, "What button's he talking about?"
Right.
He got no buttons over there. I'm the one with the.
I was like, we already.
If you.
Yeah.
I was like, we already did the intro.
I have to reconnect. Okay. You got it. You see this?
The green
If I do
pen,
this?
the green fountain pen.
Right.
Don't.
Get his own fountain drink.
That's what we got. Because y'all was on a roll, but I was like, "What the heck?" See, you know what it's like, Deb. You've hit the hit the Riverside wall.
I gotta say,
Riverside.
I don't have this problem.
Riverside.
I'm just
Come on, guys.
Right.
Riverside, we like you.
Right. Okay.
Don't do this to us.
So
Riverside's gonna be like, have you updated your device? Have you updated your app? How old is your device? That's what they're gonna say.
I updated it yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yep. Yep.
So, hey, we need to get. We're already 6 minutes into this shit. We haven't even talked about this 2017 horror film, Terrified.
It's okay. We're having a conversation.
Yeah, but anyway,
having a
right.
conversation.
You are. We haven't even did the intros. You know what I'm saying?
We did do the intro.
No, he's saying that I have not said that I'm Josh.
And I'm Cobweb.
Oh, that kind. And I'm Deb.
And we're the dream team here at Cast of the Pod. Social medias, Cast of the Pod. Patreon, shout out to Sean. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Brendan. Shout out to I got some brain things going on. Anonymous Nobody. We're still missing somebody.
It's all good.
I'm gonna have to come over here. No, it's not good.
Oh.
It's not good. I've had too many fun cushions. I'm an old broken man. Cushions.
Okay, let's say him over. Sean. Did you say Aaron?
Did I say Aaron? I did not. That's who I forgot. Brandon. Aaron's been on the show.
I know. That's why I'm like, why are you tweaking, bro?
Sean.
No, but I'm not going to forget saying his name. How am I going to forget? That's what I'm saying. I forgot his name. Cobb? Sean, Matt,
Neither of us said his name, so.
Brendan, Anonymous Sean. Nobody.
Man, please. We got it. We good.
We good.
They know.
We got everybody?
We got everybody. Yes. We got everybody.
I told you I was terrified.
Exactly.
So you know what was kind of cool?
This shit.
You know what was kind of cool?
What?
So when we were originally going to pod this, I put it out online that we were podding.
Okay.
And that we were eating pizza and preparing for the latest episode of Cast the Pod. And that we were going to talk about Terrified on Shudder. Right?
Right.
And you know who liked it? You know who liked it and retweeted it?
Who?
The director of the film, Damien Runga.
What?
Yeah. Damien Runga. Yeah. He liked it and retweeted it.
Why didn't you tell me about this? When did this happen?
I sent it in the group. It said that you saw it.
I did?
And you gave a thumbs up.
I did?
Yep.
Man,
you did.
No way. I did?
What? No way. I don't know what that guy's name is, but he's on TikTok. What? No way, that guy.
That's how I feel right now.
And I have to hear that. I have to hear that all the time.
Well, no, because he got the right gimmick. Because people say that. We all say that. We're like, what? No way. And he was smart enough to be like, what does people say? And what's going to get... And he... You know, we're over here with Cast of the Pod. And then people are like, what does Cast of the Pod mean? And it's like, well, it's like Day of the Dead. But we're the cast of the pod. It's a podcast. Cast of the Pod. It's a play on words.
And we're warning you.
And then people...
You've been warned.
And then people are like, oh, yeah, that's not smart. Motherfucker.
What?
I think it's very smart.
I think it's genius.
I think it's
super genius.
You see, those people that don't get it, they're, saying they're just like 93 million miles above. We are 93 million miles above sea level. So screw them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something like that.
I agree.
I got 2 words for you. Fuck you, man.
That's 3.
I got 2 words for you.
Man, let me tell you something. Okay.
Wait, we're not supposed to be cussing because it limits our growth and all that shit.
I know. We just got to keep it real, bro. It's this
over here
movie,
doing
dude.
math.
It's the movie, bro. This movie actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. There were some times when I was watching this movie that I actually turned it off.
It's a scary fucking movie.
What?
Why?
Because you're scared?
I had to like take a break and like be like, this is some fucked up shit, you know? Because I was watching it by myself, and I was just like, let me just take a second just to realize what the fuck is going on.
So let's let the people know, our pod people, not just our Patreon pod people, but our pod people. This is a movie you can find on Shudder, right? And it's in Spanish, but it has English subtitles.
Yeah.
This movie is still, even if you don't speak Spanish, this movie is still so engrossing that you forget that you're reading captions, and it just. Let me tell you the break. Let me tell you the breakdown. Or you go ahead, Cobweb.
It's like this: if you were just not paying attention and you just was watching the movie, you would be engulfed and want to look at those subtitles to see what's going on. Because it forces you to understand. You want to know what the hell is going to fuck on. So
see, that's why his social media is Cobweb 411, because he's got that information. See, all right. So IMDb says when strange events occur in a neighborhood in Buenos Aires, have to code switch to Buenos Aires. It's like the people on the news when they do that. There's a cold front coming in from Monterrey, and just anyways, a doctor specializing in the paranormal, her colleague, and an ex-police officer decide to investigate further. That's a lame discussion. That's a lame breakdown.
It is,
in my opinion.
It is. I don't even know why they even did that. That doesn't even make you feel enticed to figure out what's going on. And it's in Buenos Aires, see too. That's a nice place to visit, but I definitely wouldn't want to live there. Is that place over there like close to the Bermuda Triangle or something? I don't know what that is.
Close enough for this shit to happen.
Exactly.
So here's one written by Juan Pedro Ramos. This is just a regular IMDb person, not the official IMDb. He says Allbreck, Jano, and Rosentock are researchers of paranormal phenomena. Commissioner Maza tries to give an explanation to inexplicable events that are occurring in the neighborhood in Buenos Aires. Together, they will try to reveal the mystery within the affected houses before the evil destroys the existence of human society as we know it. That's a little better.
Let me tell you something. That shit was screwed up, man. That junk was so screwed up. The whole concept, I understand what happened to the kid, why he kept coming back. What, you shaking your head? You don't want me to tell? I'm not going to spoil it.
No. Go ahead. Spoil away. I'm just saying.
Why did he keep coming back?
Smart. You were smarter than I, because I couldn't figure out.
Because he drank the water. He drank the water from out of the faucet on the side of the house. That's why. That's
right. He did.
Yeah, and that's why he kept...
right before he died. Mm-hmm. And she points out it's in the water, some magnetic whatever.
Yes, and that's why he keeps coming back.
See, I got confused. If you're gonna look at this movie and try to figure out the storyline and all that, it's confusing. It's just straight up confusing. But if you just watch this movie and wait for scary shit to happen, it's scary.
Dude.
It is.
Yeah. There's
a couple of times that I screamed.
Those freaking, what were they called? They were like almost like corner hounds or something like that. Well, like the corner demons or some shit. The motherfuckers from you can say demons from outsiders, not from this dimension. But the corner ones, those are freaking scary. That's what they were. All
I know is, despite of what you believe, in conspiracy theories and whatnot, there's a whole bunch of stuff in movies coming out that's all multiverse, different dimensions, us aligning at the same time as other stuff. Mm-hmm. And this is a movie too that there's another universe happening where ours is, and the link is the water, the sound waves, the magnetism, and everything links together one way or another. And like how you said, we hadn't even got to that scene about the kid. How does all this stuff start happening? How did they even get to the kid?
The kid, he was out there playing ball and he got hit by that bus.
Before that,
oh, it was this
it's
guy.
a guy and a girl in a duplex, and they're just there chilling, and they're talking, and everything's normal, and you hear the. And they're like, stupid guy next door. He's always remodeling and moving shit around. You know. And then he goes outside in his drawers and he's yelling at him. I don't know what his name is. We'll say his name's Mike. He's like, hey, Mike, shut up. You're making noise. You're waking up the whole neighborhood. And I'm like, guy, it's 4:30 in the morning and you're screaming at your duplex neighbor. You're waking everybody up. This guy was waking you up, but now you got to wake everybody else up. And he's hearing the doom, 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 doom. Go ahead, Cobb. What were you thinking?
That guy was the guy that he was calling was the guy that was trying to get help.
Yes.
That house.
Who we later find out is really important to the story. But as this first opening scene, first 5 minutes or less. So he goes back in there and he's telling his girlfriend, he's telling her, hey, you know, he's still making that noise. I don't know what's going on. And you still hear the doom, 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 doom. Right? And then he's like, babe. And he goes into the restroom and she's just floating.
Man.
Floating in the air, slamming into the walls. Boom, face on, boom, boom. I don't know what her name was, but anyways.
That jump was hardcore.
Blood all over the place. You just got it, Deb?
Yes.
I'd be like, first thing I said was, don't touch her. Don't touch her.
Yep.
Man.
And he tried to save her, got her blood all over him, got his fingerprints all in the crime scene. But it's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, it is understandable.
But he gets arrested, goes to jail. Goes to Buenos Aires jail, which is like straight to jail, apparently.
Right.
Do not collect $200.
He didn't collect
then
jack.
you can.
Because old dude next door to him was going through some shit, though, for real. I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? Because them mugs was on his ass.
He was calling the lady from Poltergeist, the down south version of her. This house is clear.
Yeah, he did.
That lady.
Right. She was like across from her. She was. What's that chick from Insidious?
Yes.
Yeah, she was like
yeah,
she was like a cross of both of them.
A mix of them two. And she's like, nope, it's not happening. And he's talking to the assistant. The assistant's like, yeah, you can't prove it. And he's like, what do you mean you man, they're the ghost in this thing. I want to go back and watch it because was there something hiding in the corner? Was there something underneath the bed? When that shit was under the bed, full grown ass man
right at them?
under
that's some corner freaking outsiders, bro. That's where they can get in at. That's why he moved the bed, because they get in through this dimension. They can be able to crack through at 120 degrees angles, and that's where they come through. And that's why they move the bed.
That's what we learned later on. Look at it this way. I don't see nothing. Come over here. Look at it at this angle, and you see it.
Yep.
Plain as day. Just you have to come at it at a different angle, literally.
Mm-hmm. And that's how they manipulate the barrier, for them to get in. Freaking crazy, right?
I don't even know how to describe this movie.
It's like a mashup of like a bunch of movies together almost. It's almost like a Pet Cemetery with a Insidious.
Yeah.
Insidious and a man, Poltergeist, whatever, man. It was a lot going on in this flick.
So I can't remember if it was the lady that got slammed around in the shower or the mom of the little boy. But I mean, they kept on highlighting.
It wasn't the mom of the little boy. They got slammed in the shower.
Well, I can't. That's what I'm saying. It's either her or the other one. But they were highlighting that she was wearing jeans that were one size, two sizes too small on her. And then like the camera moves around, and it's like she had one of those faces where she's either like 22 or 48.
I didn't even catch that, bro.
No,
I was too tripping out already. And I watched this movie twice.
Not that I was noticing stuff like that. Didn't say anything about the cut of her jeans.
No, I didn't. I don't know anything about that.
Let's skip that part. I'm gonna delete that. Deb, you didn't hear shit.
Hit the button.
Technical difficulties.
Dude.
No. So, anyways, one of the kids from the neighborhood. That's what it was. After the next door neighbor guy looks like he's recording it with cameras, night vision, and everything like that. And then he gets got. Just the jump scares in this movie are good. When you think it's gonna come out and grab you, it don't. And when you're like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be one of those. We're gonna wait another 10 seconds, and it's gonna. It didn't. Man, I wonder when they're gonna. And then that's when it comes out. You know.
Go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say, you know what part really got me, and I'm gonna jump ahead.
Okay.
I know we're going part by part, but this part really, really got me. Was when they were looking in the cabinets, and his the cop's hand got stuck, or whatever that guy was, and he was like, "Hold on," and then you can hear like a little bit of noise, and he was like, "He's sucking my blood."
That dude was a freaking nut job right there. So he was nuts.
Yes, there's magnet stuff all over the place, and there's like forks and spoons and knives just stuck on the bottom of this thing, and they're all just playing musical chimes and bring, bring, and then there's like a little bit of thunder or something or like that, and then one of the knives just hits his hand, stabs him up through, and he's trying to. I thought he was gonna pull his hand back and cut his hand open, like between the fingers, right? But he's there, and then you hear that. Oh. He's like, there's something sucking the blood. And he's like, what? And the camera shows it, and the blood running down his hand, then sucking back up. Oh. And it's in the cabinet. And keep in mind, when we say cabinets, these aren't like big ass cabinets. These are your regular cupboard over your sink, kitchen cabinets or whatever. But since it's coming in from another dimension, here's a grown ass 6'4", like
dumbass,
butt naked creature. Humanoid creature drinking yes.
Oh, that dude was freaking stupid. He was so stupid.
Going back to the scene that everybody I've talked to that's seen it has been traumatized by. Steven Hernandez over at One Up Entertainment at Pica Pica Plaza in San Antonio, Texas, who is our in-house, and not sponsored by him at all. He's just our friend, and he sells horror movies and horror toys and video games and collectibles and all that stuff. The one that told us about this movie. Yes, he told us about this movie, and he was like, I do have to warn you, it's messed up, and that scene with the little boy kind of got to me. And I'm like, this movie got to Steven?
Which part got to him? When he got hit by the bus, or when he showed up at the house?
So the little boy, the kid from down the street, is looking at the neighbor to the duplex. He's trying to look into the house, and this is after the guy got after his little Sony camera stuff and all that. He's like, get away from my house, or I'm gonna get you, blah blah blah. Little boy backs up into the street, boom, smacked by a bus.
Yep.
Yeah.
They bury him, everything like that, blah, 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 blah. And
was it
a couple of days go
3 or 4 days?
A couple days go by, right? It
was like 3 or 4 days.
Next thing you know, there's these little muddy footprints at the front door. Mom's all happy and shit. And how did they decide to go back over there? And this is when we find out the kid's there.
The cop.
Yeah, the cop showed up.
There's a bunch of main characters in this movie. I don't think there's one single the star of the movie. There's
the
a bunch
was
of
me, man. He had enough. Why was he? He only had 2 months to retirement.
he had a health problem where his blood was too thick, he said, and he had a
And
heart.
he was also
he had a
the
heart
ex.
problem.
That joke
And he
had
was
like 4
also-
heart attacks in this damn movie.
he's also the ex-boyfriend of
Yeah,
the mom,
to the little boy.
the ex-stepdad of this little boy, and so they call up the specialist, right? And not the ghost specialist, but the police specialist, like the sergeant and shit. They call him up, and he tells them, "You don't get scared of nothing, right? Nothing gets scared of you." He wasn't speaking in English. Why am I doing that voice?
It's fine.
But that's what he tells them.
It
You
was
don't
what
get
it
scared
told
by
him.
anything. And he's like, no. He goes, okay. And then they go to the kitchen. Dead boy sitting at the table, just all cool, sitting up, best posture in his life. One hand up there, like, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. You know, just.
I got so many
Just
questions about that scene.
And he's sitting in front of like one of the best looking bowls of cereal and milk
Right.
ever.
Who did he get up and fix the cereal himself? Or did she fix
No, his mom
or did
put
his
it
mom
there.
put it out for him?
Yeah,
But
she said he was hungry.
Here's the thing. This was a couple of days after he got killed, and accident, and he was buried and everything like that. And it didn't look like they prepped the body or anything like that, because he's sitting there gray,
Yeah.
lip all torn up, side of his head all jacked.
Josh,
And-
he was hit by a bus.
That's what I'm. That's the point I'm
I
trying
mean,
to get
that's
to.
not
He
that. That was a
ve-
closed casket.
Yes.
Right. And they did the same thing. This is how they got over and it got out, because they did the same thing like in Pet Cemetery. How he was able to get the body out of his son because he purposely didn't ask for the cement to be poured over the gravesite before the burial. And that's why he came back and was able to get back each time.
Yes, they're sitting there and they're looking at him, and the main detective, he looks at him, his fingers are all torn up and all that.
Yeah.
And he goes, look at the damage on his fingers. He clawed his way out. Probably took him 2 or 3 days, and then he came over here. And then about to retire cop, ex-stepdad, he's like, so you believe me? You believe me what's going on? He's like, yeah. He goes, I think he just moved. Kid's just sitting there still all chillaxed.
Right. And the other cops, they just left. They said, can we wait outside? They got us so quick.
They talked to the mom's space case, understandably so.
Oh, I would have lost it.
And then they both decide, yeah, this kid's a zombie. He walked over here. We need to get rid of the body. And then as this is happening, right, the detective looks out the window, sergeant looks out the window, and he sees this lady across the street at the duplex taking pictures. And he goes, I know who she is. I read her book. It's the "This house is clear" lady.
Wait, Josh. What about the part when he spilled the milk?
Oh yeah, as they're talking, they're like blah 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 blah, and the milk just falls over.
And they're like, did you check it? Did you take a picture? What? How did it get there? Dude, reality set in, okay?
Yeah, that's when they're.
See that?
So-
When that would happen, I would have been out of there already.
That was his old thing.
I-
That dude, he was like, he said it like he always, like he told old girl, he knew that there were things out there in the world, but he believed that we should just ignore them and not give them any attention and keep on moving.
Because if you give it attention, it gives it power.
Right, and that's what he kept saying. And old girl said that he was an idiot. Well, she told him, she said, I read your book. And he said, oh, really? What'd you think? She was like, it had a nice cover. You know,
That's about it.
That's about it. Because you need to protect people from stuff like this. If they don't know, then they're going to be in trouble. Because they didn't know that they freaking neighborhood was a freaking nest for a time warp contingency plan or something. I don't know what the hell it was. A rift in time and space, another dimension. Shit. Yeah, freaking
Oh my
demons
God,
got
right.
outsiders coming in at 120 degrees. Man, I sit up here, start going down around my house with one of those doggone right angles, checking to see whether if any of this junk was 120 degrees or 90-degree angles. Freak me the hell out. The jokers moved the bed on his ass so he could get to 120. Motherfucker. I'd be damn.
That was like the first thing when he laid down on his bed, and then the bed started moving, and he was still asleep, and he woke up and realized the bed was moving. I'm like,
Deb's like, that's why our mattress and box spring are on the floor.
Well, that was because his was perpendicular to the wall, so it was 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So it literally moved it.
Yeah, but
to that angle.
But his bed was actually on the rails too. Ours is on the floor.
Yeah.
There's no moving that.
No.
Nope.
He'd have found another way. They do. They tend to. Yeah. Why don't you just drive off and hope that none of them's in your car? All those angles. Look at Deb's thinking like, no, not my baby.
I do not know how to describe this movie, man. I mean, we were talking about it, and then spoiler alert, when the ghost paranoia lady, whatever, there's 3 different houses that this shit's happening in, right? So one house has the American Rosentock, right? I think they were trying to say Rosenthal, but they were calling him Rosentock.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe there's a Rosentock name somewhere. I just ain't never seen it in my small world. But anyways, so it's Rosentock and the cop, right? And then it's the older cop, the sergeant, and the lady, right?
Yeah.
In another house. And who's in the other house?
I forgot. It doesn't even matter.
So
there's 4 of them.
No, there's 3 houses. There's 3
right?
houses. Yeah.
So the lady was in one, and then that one cop was in the other, and then the one that was about to retire, the ex-boyfriend and the crazy guy were in the other house.
Yeah.
The crazy guy's Rosentock.
Right. And Rosentock was a freaking nut.
and the ex-boyfriend.
Rosentock was the one that was like, "There's something sucking my blood."
Right.
Yeah.
I would have shot the cabinet.
It was him and the ex-boyfriend cop. They were together.
Yes.
In one house.
That's when you're like this, and you go 90 degree, boom, 120 degree, boom.
Yeah.
150, boom.
Yeah, right. You just shoot. It ain't nothing. Put me in the round room, okay? Sit in a ball. Give me one of those damn plastic balls. Like they be on the beach. You be straight. Shit.
And then so all this shit's going down in the different houses. Anyway, so they find out that this is like a portal into an entry point between the dimensions. The world's collapsing in on itself or something. All this other shit happens. And then she's just there, and she sees it off in the distance in the crack in the universe way out there.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy's like, I need to leave. I can't be here, whatever. And she turns and she looks, and she's like, no, you can't leave, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, whack, the hand grabs her.
Yeah.
Breaks her head like that. And then
she was the dumbass.
This did not look like a ugly creature, but he gets out to the car, and he's there in the car, and you see the way that they had the camera, the direction that they had the camera, you see that something's over there in the house coming towards the car, and you're like, it's kind of short. What is that? What is that creature? And then you realize it's the lady with her broke head down here like that. And she's all like, right. But
she's like, you can't leave.
I think they made that out of like rubber or something like that, and then they just had like a little kid walk it over there because it looked legit.
It did.
It wasn't like this is something from the Thing or this is some ugly creature or whatever. It looked real, and it looked like it wasn't out of place or anything like that. But it looked like someone who got their neck stretched out, head turned upside down, and they were still okay walking.
And it happened fast. It happened so fast that you couldn't see. Like, I had to rewind it to stop it to see exactly what it was. You know, because they just hit you with it, and you'd be like, "Oh shit!" Because old dude was that his first heart attack, or was that his second heart attack?
I think it was like number 23. I don't know.
He had a Yeah, he had one like from all the way from the beginning of the movie.
Right, he came outside. He had one, right, and he was standing in the middle of the street.
I'll tell you this right now. I ain't one to make fun of heart attacks. It's near and dear to my heart.
Heart.
Yeah, and no pun intended and shit. But yeah, just he's like, I can't be here. My blood is too thick. I'm like, dude, take some aspirin. Get the fuck out of there. Drink some water.
I would have just called it in. I would have.
Don't drink that water though.
Right.
Don't drink that water. And I'm not saying because it's South American water. I'm saying because the water from that neighborhood. I'm not talking about Montezuma's revenge or none of that bullshit or anything like that. Just that neighborhood with their magnetic angular water.
Right. Yeah. Regular water. You know something? Here's something else. I wouldn't have been doing none of that shit that cop was doing. When old dude freaking his stupid ass got his hands stuck up in there and was drinking his blood, and he's gonna tell him, no, you can't leave yet. You got to clean up the blood and everything like that. I'm gonna clean up your own goddamn blood. It's your blood. Fuck that shit.
I don't understand that. Why do he have to clean up the blood?
Because
Like, why do you have to do it in a hurry?
Because the iron, the metallics in our blood and all that are part of the whole magnetism thing. They don't say this in the movie, but that's what I'm thinking.
And well, it was sucking the blood out of that one, so I guess it probably attracted more, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
They can smell it, and it makes them more attracted to the to try to get out. Because all of them had, like, the houses had that big crack in the wall, right?
Yeah.
You know, dude kept trying to paste it in.
Dimensional portals.
Yup, it was a big crack in every single house. That's so fucked up. That is
Like
so messed up. Oh shit.
Here, let's all do that. You ready on 3? 1, 2, 3. Y'all slow as fuck.
What are you talking
Hey,
about?
I did it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. Ready?
3,
1,
2,
2.
1.
Yeah.
Close enough. Good enough. Good enough. Team building activities here
We're
at
dumb.
Cast of the Pod. You ever
know,
do
we
that
still
team
working on
building
this
shit?
Yeah.
You ever do that? Man.
I do it all the time. I'm really good at it. I'm a great team member.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not either.
You don't work well with others.
No.
I try to, but others get on my last damn nerve.
The others.
I was like, when I went to work, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a better person. I'm gonna have a good attitude, and then I got a customer, and I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm done.
That was it.
I think it lasted like 5 minutes.
Oh shit. Oh man. So what part scared you the most, Deb, in this movie?
It's a tie between that part where they were sucking that man's blood,
Uh-huh.
and in the beginning when the girl was in the shower.
Yeah.
She was a lot.
Yeah.
Like I kept cutting to different camera angles. He's like, "No, my love.
She like,
How can I help?"
right.
I'm like, "Motherfucker, you got enough time to go to the bedroom, get some pillows,
He like,
put some pillows on
Oh,
each side."
yeah.
He had time to get some put pillows on her, wrap some duct tape. Because I mean, she was up there for a while, just
dude,
floating.
He was just looking at her.
she was up there hanging like one of them clothes at the dry cleaners. That's how she was bouncing off them damn walls. It just kept going back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Man, messed her up. She was a bloody mess.
You know what was you know what was happening, right?
What?
There were two of those
What?
angle ghost creature things or whatever you named them, and they were playing Pong with her.
Yeah, right?
And they were both really good at the game because like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah, and they were using her head.
boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Because that's what they did.
Did you ever do that as a kid? Did you have an Atari, old school Atari?
Of course I did.
Did you ever try to do that
It had the little-
where it would just line it up and you could just leave them there and they back and forth? It wouldn't hit an angle. It would just go straight. Like you get so bored of the game, you quit trying to knock them all over the place, and you just try to make it where they just
Do that?
no.
Well, no, because our competitiveness wouldn't allow that to happen at home.
Well, that's what you do. You wait until it goes back and forth. You're like, no, don't move, and then they don't move. You let it go by like 10 times, and you just move your control, bink, so it knocks it the other way.
No, I never did that before, honestly. I could see it could possibly be done.
My next door neighbor always fell for it every single time.
We actually didn't have an Atari 2600. My uncle had a 2600. I had a 5200.
I had a ColecoVision, which was like the rip-off version that played all the games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, ColecoVision did kind of suck. Then you guys have to have that like that pad or something like that over it for the controller.
Well, it had options. It had the control, it had the pad, and it had the little round thing.
Yeah, you had to change the pad per game or something.
No.
Those things
Not
suck.
for mine.
I had never liked that. I never liked ColecoVision.
What were you talking about?
Oh.
Man, that ghost ass kid. And then the next door neighbor has his little phone up and he's recording when they're putting the kid in the freezer.
Right, because he came over. He came over and saw, yeah, right. If he would have checked the feet, he'd let the kid in.
And then he takes a video home to his mom, and his mom calls up the mom of the dead kid. I have news for you. They were hiding the body. It was your ex-boyfriend and all that. And then the mom's like, you did this. No, the boy was not run over by the ex-boyfriend.
No.
And here she starts blaming him for everything. And it's like, lady, you called the police when your kid showed up here. He happened to be working in the neighborhood and he showed up, and you agreed that the boy needed to go back to the graveyard and get covered in the cemetery. But now you're saying it's his fault because he was doing exactly what you told him to do?
Dude, man, that right in that area, that's what the most scary scene for me was. That was after heart attack number 2 or number 3, when he was rolling on the goddamn floor. And that thing came up and was coming out of the wall and shit, out of the angle and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That right there scared me to death. Because I was like, shit, I would have had a heart attack too. Right then and there. Drop me.
There were so many. What was yours, Josh?
What?
What was your part that scared you the most?
I think the anticipation of Steven telling me this movie was so messed up had me scared the whole time throughout the movie because I was waiting for something fucked up. And then after the movie happened, I realized how realistic this decomposed zombie boy looked. And he just, like I tell you, he wasn't there all like, or zombie shit or whatever. He was sitting there all cool. Like, I was expecting him to be like, Mom, where's my cereal?
Right. It was like another movie that rip off a mannequin.
He was dressed all well, and he had a perfectly relaxed stature to him and everything like that. Had his arm up like that with his other hand up. I mean, he looked like if he was a grown man and you walked up there, it looked like he'd say something like, "Are we going to do business or not?"
He had a night because they had his burial suit. That's the suit they buried him in.
But he looked all like,
yeah,
he did. And that's, man, when
Like,
after he had the heart attack,
some-
he was like, you got to take me to the doctor. You got to take me to the hospital.
oh yeah.
I think I had a heart attack.
knew he had a heart attack.
No, he said I had a heart attack. Take me to the hospital. And she's like, nope. I'm gonna spend way too much time in the near future making memes of just like, so I hear that you have a problem that you need me to help you with. The little boy just he's either gonna have a bad Spanish accent or like a bad performed Russian accent.
Spanish Russian accent.
Oh my
Spanish
God.
Russian
Mix
accent.
between Spanish and Russian.
You've come to me
I can see
to
it.
fix a problem in which you may have had with a certain someone or no?
Right.
Yeah.
She was so mean to him.
Yes.
He just had a heart attack. She gonna make him walk to the car.
Forget Detective Coronary.
We're talking about the little boy.
Talking about the little boy.
That's what I'm talking about. This is the part that
He's
fucked
like-
my head up again. When he walked out there And what did he see? Well, she was like, "Come on, I'll give you a ride to the hospital." And the freaking kid's in the back seat of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And then she hangs herself. And no, let's go back to the little boy. Listen, you call this milk? This is 2%. Why do you give me 2%?
That's why he spilled it.
Yeah.
Because it was 2%. It
Because
wasn't
he
whole
didn't
milk.
like it.
He wanted the whole milk.
Why does this milk have the green top?
Yeah, nice little tray of biscuits.
Just looking all cool. Just like he sits there and just eyebrow.
Oh my God.
Are you sure that you're my mother? My mother would not treat me in such a manner with this bad cereal.
You know, I can't get that freaking song stuck out of my head from the movie Mannequin. Nothing's going to stop us now. I can't get it out because he looked like a mannequin.
Deborah, Cobweb says he was waiting for Hollywood to pop out to save the day.
Yeah, I was. Oh, freaking Hollywood. Oh, shit, that crazy fool.
My mother would not insult me by giving this milk from an anemic cow.
He just threw it on the floor.
Be gone, cereal bowl. Be gone.
Oh, God. And they put him in the freezer and he starts banging on the wall.
Yeah. You put me in this freezer that is very cold. I do not like cold.
Right.
I mean, I'm memeing it. It's just gonna.
His mom just didn't. She didn't care. She dug him up quick.
Bad Russian generic, some type of.
I tell you, it's a mixture between Spanish and Russian.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It is. It's. Jesus Christ.
And you know what? It matches Josh with his beard and
you know what?
The way his cap is.
Yeah.
His glasses.
If it was me, I'm thinking
I can see the accent, like being Josh's accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's how that kid would sound in my life. It's like Nicolas Cage is Dracula now. I always see Dracula now. Now whenever I see this kid,
after Renfield,
yeah, you're gonna be just like that now. It's.
I understand that you had this heart attack because at least out of all these people out here, you have a heart to care.
Didn't he have another heart attack right after that?
He had like 14 of them, bro.
After he saw that the kid was in the back seat.
Yeah.
And then he finally got away. He got in when he was in the car and he saw the lady, and then he finally took off. And then what happens? His partner shows up at the house and he has to go back and save his partner.
And then this movie ends with the cheesiest, baddest jump scare that worked out so good.
Right.
Oh, yeah. We were like, what? That was good.
Yeah.
Do we tell them what happens at the end?
It was a spoiler alert. Because they went back to the hospital.
This whole episode is a spoiler alert.
Throughout the movie, Rosentock, Jano, and Allbreck. Allbreck is the lady.
Yeah.
This house is clear. Allbreck, they all show up for the guy that's now in prison for murdering his girlfriend with a tung 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 tung, but he didn't really murder her. So they're seeing him. But at the end of the movie, they're like, a year ago, these three people came to visit you, and it's Jano, Rosentock, and Allbreck, right? That they're talking about. And here's three brand new people, right? Mm-hmm. And he's talking to him, blah 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 blah. And the guy's like, "Yeah, I gave up on all that. Who's that over there?" They're like, "What? Did you bring him with you?" And they're like, "What?" And then something happens.
Throw a chair. The chair just throws.
The chair moves. It goes, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And then it just goes to the screen.
You know what that was like some straight Insidious type shit.
Again.
Or like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, that's what that was. It seemed like a lot of stuff in this movie, when you watch it again and think about it, it's like they took some of the scariest shit out of a bunch of movies and put it all together in one.
I'm gonna say that it worked. I'm gonna say that it worked.
Yeah.
Everything that they did in this movie worked. We're not describing it very well. We are not doing justice for this movie
We're not.
because it is so hard to describe. It's very unique. It's done very well.
Yes.
I'm not just saying that because the director tweeted us out or anything like that. And he didn't even follow us. We didn't even follow him at the time or anything like that. It just, I mean, he was probably looking for hashtag Shudder, hashtag Terrified, and ran across our post. But yeah,
Yeah.
Damon Rugna.
Man, I'm gonna have to hit him up on my threads then.
I know he's part of another movie that Deb and I have been wanting to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it's was it Satanic Hispanics or Hispanic Satanics or something like that.
Oh shit.
Something like that. I can't remember the name.
I know if he's anything like he did this last one, that junk is gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
Messed
Yeah.
up for real.
Do we think it's time already?
What, you gonna pull out the calculator of doom?
Spoiler alert.
What?
I've been doing voices too much. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Why are you bringing out the calculator already, man? You're letting people know.
It's like
I
Chong
got
or
stuck.
Cheech.
I've got a headache over here.
It's like Cheech and Chong rolled into one.
Dude, that's one of my favorite lines from a movie ever. Any type of movie, drama, not drama, comedy, or anything like that. It's from Cheech and Chong's next movie, and he goes to I think her name is Angie, one of his girlfriends or his girlfriend or whatever that works in Hollywood, and they had just stole a whole bunch of gas in the car. And so they're all burnt and all that because they were lighting up a joint in the car after they were covered in gas.
Stupid
Right?
asses.
And he goes and he talks to her and he's like, "Hey, I need some clothes. I gotta go to work." And she's like, "What do you mean you need to?" He goes, "Yeah, I've already been late like 6 times this week. It's barely Tuesday." And she's like,
What?
and she tells him, "What happened? What happened to your clothes?" He was like, "Oh, I was going to work and then I saw this building burning and it was on fire and I went inside and I went up a couple of stairs and there was a baby right there. So I picked up the baby and I got all burning baby all over me. So now I need some clothes."
Burning baby.
That,
I forget which one movie it was.
I should
from
not
them.
be doing this.
The one, which was the one when they got locked up in the insane asylum, and they had he was in that straight jacket and they had him chained to the wall and he was screaming because his balls was itching, and he couldn't. I can't scratch my balls.
Yes. Was that Nice Dreams?
It might have been. That was awesome. Oh my god, that was one of my favorite ones. Oh, they had some good movies.
What are we talking about again?
Terrified.
Terrified.
Right, you're supposed to be bringing in the calculator of doom.
Warning. This podcast.
What the hell is
Ron,
going
what
on?
the fuck was that?
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay. All right, there it is. The calculator of doom.
Oh goodness, this is a
Now,
good.
Deb and I recently did a movie just between her and I because we watched it in the middle of the night and it was like, we got to pod that. And it's on our Patreon, right? And it was, what was the name of this movie? That wasn't Terrified.
Ghost Shark.
Ghost Shark.
It was Ghost Shark.
Did you know that?
When did
How
that
about-
come up?
Yeah, we put it out like 3 days
It
ago.
was Sunday or Monday.
I'll send you the link so you can hear it.
I'll pull it up. Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? What was my whole point? What was I trying to say? Was
I don't
it
know.
about the calculator of doom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ghost Shark
Huh?
is on a totally different scale than our regular scale because it ranked pretty high with Deb and I. So I'm wondering, do we put Terrified on our regular scale,
Yes.
or do we put it on a? Oh, okay. Okay. So I didn't have my number ready, but I know what I'm going to give it.
Oh.
Who wants to go first?
I can't. I can't. I'm using
The phone.
I'll go first.
Okay. What do you
I'll
give
go
it? Then?
first.
What do you give it?
I give it a 9. because it scared me. There's a lot of things that scared me in this movie, and it was really good. So yeah, I give it a 9.
Mr. The Web
I give it a solid 8.
gives it a solid 8.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I felt like there was so much going on at times that they shifted too much and didn't. It was all scary, but you kind of didn't get a real grasp on one individually creature or something else like that. You know what I mean? Because you knew
There was so much going on.
Yeah. That's. I think if they would have just held it down to like a couple creatures or something like that, or one or two creatures, it'd have been better. But I think there was like 3 or something like that, or 4. You never knew. It was kind of weird. That's me. But regardless of the matter, I love the movie, and I'm giving this is a strong 8, a strong solid 8.
I can respect that. So, I don't normally give movies 10s, but when I do, it is definitely not this movie.
Oh shit!
What do you give it?
I was gonna give it an 8, and I was gonna give it a 9 for different reasons. I wanted to give it a 9, but I don't like the cheesy scare. But then I do like the cheesy scare at the end of the movie with the chair flying to the screen, because this movie is not filled with a whole bunch of stupid jump scares. It's filled with a whole bunch of stuff that, if your imagination is fucked up, and unfortunately my imagination is fucked up, then it's really scary. But then at the same time, it was like, so I feel bad for doing this. I didn't know you were going to give it a 9, Deb. Cobweb, I didn't know you were going to give it an 8.
A strong 8.
I'm not doing this a strong 8. I'm not doing this just to meet y'all in the middle, but I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Okay. That's fine. That's still a good score. So what is that?
The movie it rounds up. Well, it rounds directly to 8.5.
I'm
A
down.
9 and
That's
an 8
still
and
good.
8.5 is the 8.5.
No, that's a good rating.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's just very. This movie is very respectable type.
I agree. I freaking agree. It was
I
very
do
respectable.
recommend not drinking 2% milk while watching this movie, though.
I'm recommending a lot of things not watching this movie. Okay? Don't watch it in the dark, okay? Because it's going to scare the shit out of you.
So here's something we should do. Hopefully both of y'all agree. Are we recommending movies? I mean, we're giving it the number, but I mean, there's some movies that are, hey, this movie's a high number, but no big deal if you watch it or not. Would you consider this a
I
movie
recommend
that's
this one.
worth watching?
I do.
As do I.
Me too.
3 solid watches.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely a watcher. This is one of those ones where you be like, oh, check this out, and you be like, oh, fuck,
I've seen some movies that are 2s, not 1s, but 2s and 3s, and that are definitely, you still got to watch it.
Uh-huh.
But this is an 8.5 that you got to watch it.
Yeah. Hey, I watched it twice already.
Nice.
Wow. And even though it's in Spanish and it has the subtitles, it didn't even bother me, which sometimes it does.
It wasn't hard to keep up.
Spanish.
Well, yeah, I know, but I don't understand all of Spanish.
I don't understand it 24/7. Man, we
can't
did this.
expect me to speak
We did
Spanish
this. We did this one
24/7.
video, our very first video that we posted on Hatchet TV, the old channel that we used to have when Deborah and I were on a public access show.
Uh-huh.
And our very first YouTube video was this guy named Crisis from a rap group back in the day, and he was just gone, drunk, and he's telling the story, and then he fucks up the story, the joke, right? And he's like, "What do you expect me to do? I can't speak English 24 hours a day." It was like, that's the only language you know.
The fuck?
It's the one you've been speaking all your life.
But he can't do it 24/7, Josh. He needs
He's
a
a good
break.
guy.
Nope.
Good
Yeah.
guy. Good guy.
It's just gone.
That's pretty freaking funny though.
That's what happens when you drink 2 cases of natural light.
Ooh, 2 cases?
Natty light.
Ugh,
By himself.
that's a barf all day. Big time.
Unless Natty Light wants to sponsor us, in that case,
Hey, we're all for it. We're all for it, man. You know,
I don't normally drink Natty Light, but when I do, it's because they give me money.
Oh shit. Oh, so I didn't tell you guys.
Oh shit.
Right, because we went to that comedy show, right? And did I show you guys the picture? Did you see that we saw Ashy Larry?
Darnell.
Yes. Oh
Yes,
my God.
I saw him.
Oh my God. He was so funny, man. Darnell was big shout out to him for real. That was a good show.
I wonder if he opened his podcast or not. Last time I heard him, he was on Joe Rogan, and there's this little known podcast called Joe Rogan. Y'all may have heard of the guy. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him. He's just starting off.
It's all about Cast of the Pod anyway.
Yeah, it's all cast of pod.
Yeah.
There are no other podcasts, especially not Darnell's either. He was supposed to start one with Joe Rogan, but no, it's neither here nor there.
Exactly. He's a funny guy. Definitely a
Joe
funny
Rogan's stealing our listeners. That's all I'm gonna say.
guy. Not after they hear this one. Jeez. Man. An 8.5.
8.5.
Yep. That's a solid.
You think the director's gonna listen to this?
Are we gonna name this one like Sean Day?
What's Sean Day, man?
Sean Day?
Sean.
It's
'cause
Sean's Day.
Sean's Day.
Sure. Why not?
This one's the cast of the Sean.
Cast of the Sean?
Don't throw off the algorithm, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
That's too crazy thing to throw off the algorithm. Oh shit. So what's the next movie we're gonna do, guys? We got all these recommendations and stuff like that. What's next on the agenda?
The House That Jack Built.
The House That Jack Built?
That's another one recommended by Steven.
All right. This better be good. Wait, is it in English?
When are we gonna do?
It stars
yeah,
Matt,
that one is
it stars,
English.
What's his name?
Matt
I want to say
Dillon.
Matt Dillon. I want to say Matt Damon, but Matt Dillon.
Mm.
When are we gonna do Cobweb?
That's right. You know there's a Cobweb movie, right?
Yeah, it's not out yet. It's not out yet. And if it's bad, I'm throwing bottles at the screen.
It is out to legally stream and watch now.
Oh no.
Legally, for real.
Look, if you
Not legally,
Yeah.
not legally wink.
right, if you
But legally for real.
Legally to stream.
right, if you guys want to get real cobweb, then just watch my film documentary, The Festival, and then you can get as much as you want from me on your screen all day. It's on Amazon Prime.
Cobweb 411. So, but it was recommended for us to watch it
Okay.
by a Patreon pod person.
I don't like that they're
think
trying
it
to
was-
jib me off, man. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
How you figure?
How I figure
Yeah.
they're cramping, they bite my name. They bite my style. Their whole game is weak. I can see right through them, like an empty plastic bag. Getting all
So
cobwebbish.
we're gonna do the House that Jack Built next, and then Cobweb.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm twisting my arm here.
Speaking of cobwebs, I know y'all can't see it, but I was in a theater today, and I went up to the what do you call them? Spotlights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look at this picture in front of one of the high intensity spotlights. See if it'll focus. Is it focusing?
Kinda, yeah. It just looked like a big blur. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, you can see from the glass and everything.
Oh,
That looks pretty
As
cool.
an
is that
open
a
window.
spider web?
It was an open window.
Is that
but
a spider web?
Looks
yes,
like a
because
phoenix.
I turned on the high intensity spotlight straight through it into the darkness, and that is a giant cobweb.
I guess. It
I'll-
looks
Wow.
it looked like a phoenix to me.
I'll message y'all the photo. But yeah, I think we're done. Are we just talking? Are we just talking? Sorry, y'all.
That's
Do we have a story today?
I don't have a story.
no, not yet. I do have one, but we could share it for later on. I'll tell my
I don't
story.
want it. When? Next time? This time?
The house, no, after next time, after we do the next movie.
Okay, because I don't want to tell my little kid getting hit by a bus story. That's not very good.
No, I don't want either. I'm done with this. This movie screwed me up. And yeah.
We got an 8.5.
All right, y'all. So until next time, don't forget all of our stuff is Cast to the Pod, Cobweb 411. I'm supposed to say go like the page, go subscribe to the page, go give us a rating and say, hey, this podcast is amazing, 5 stars. Go like the page, subscribe to the. But it just sounds like zombies when people say that.
No, it doesn't.
It just sounds fake.
No, it's not. Just do it, guys. If you're listening to us already, you
Oh yes,
probably like us.
please do it. I just don't want to say it.
Right. If you're listening already, you know you've already liked us and you've already subscribed.
If you're giving us money, don't worry about doing anything else. Money's great.
Right. And you can right.
And we appreciate it.
You ain't lying. That's one of our favorite
All right,
topics.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So until next time, I'm Josh.
I'm Cobweb.
And I'm Deb.
And this has been Cast of the Pod. And your turn, Cobweb.
You've been warned.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Later.